But I think that just I don't know. Buffalo's just riding the wave right now based off emotions. Lamar Hamlin. So I think they got this. I don't see
We're gonna get into that.
Let's jump right in. Hey, what's up? Tuesday night, we live on the hook. I'm Bones. What's up, Smitty? What's up, Jordan?
Salutations, everyone. Salutations. And here we go. What a great weekend, huh? And then the NFL.
What a great weekend. It's not even a weekend, Smitty. I look at this and you put it in a recap and I go, holy crap, what did we just encounter this week? Insanity? Complete insanity. Biggest shocker of the week, Smitty. Who do you got? There's too many.
Green Bay and the Dallas Cowboys. That was the biggest shocker for me. Now, mind you, I picked Green Bay because, as we know, that's the number one team that I cannot stand. And God is good. They out of the playoffs.
God is good. Yo, what do you say, Jordan? What was your biggest shocker of the week?
Yeah, I mean, I would obviously have to agree. I think that it was pretty crazy what we saw from Dallas and what we saw from Green Bay. But another thing that I was really interested in was the Cleveland Browns offense. It really seemed like they just dropped dead the whole game. So
Joey
I think that was a big
Flacco.
shocker.
Joey Flacco
Needs to go back to the couch, I guess.
Go back to the couch. Go back to something. But what a magnificent role he played in a successful season for the Browns that I think every Browns fan would probably fairly say, thank you, Joe, for giving us something to cheer for. It's not like being a Patriots fan or, a Giants fan or a Commanders fan when we know the season's done. By the way, Kev, Mike, what's up, buddy?
How you doing, brother?
How you doing?
Good.
Bro, you got a chaw in? What you got going on?
I'm chilling.
You're chilling? Oh, okay. I'm like, oh, man, this dude's got a nice, juicy Kodiak wintergreen in right now. And I'm like, it's bringing me back.
Nah, dude, that Rooster Cherry and Skull Mint combined, it was like Big League Chew.
Oh, nice. It's a
Bringing me
baseball.
back.
It's a baseball thing for some,
Yeah.
Kev, what was your biggest surprise of the weekend?
How bad the Dallas Cowboys played.
Okay. All right. You're on the same page as me.
I think that's I think we can sum it up quickly, to be honest. And then on the flip side, just how good Jordan Love performed.
Ooh. Wow. Shocker there. I was shocked, honestly. I didn't expect Dallas to become a complete laugher.
I thought they were going to win.
I thought they were going to win a couple games. However, this kind of leads into my thought for the week or my recap here, thought for the week, my topic I'd like to bring to the table. And I'd like for you guys to bring one as well. I'll start since we're here. Bill Belichick. I went into my, one of my supervisor's offices on, I don't know, Monday, Tuesday morning, whatever it was. And I told him he's a Cowboys fan, Dougie Fresh. I said, Fresh, what's going to happen? I said, the Cowboys are going to lose on Saturday, or you're going to pray for the Cowboys to lose on Saturday. And Bill Belichick's going to be Bill Belichick's going to be getting a phone call from Jerry Jones, and he's going to give him the keys to the first floor over in Dallas, and he's going to become the head coach. I cannot wait to kind of see what transpires as far as leadership concern goes with Dallas and Bill specifically, if not Bill, Jim Harbaugh. It looks like Bill wants to take a team that's got a little bit of work, I read. Bill's looking for a team that he can build. He was just down in Atlanta this morning, interviewed over there. Atlanta is definitely a team that I could see where, Bill, you want to build a franchise. You better start in Atlanta then, because they could definitely use you. I'd rather go out to Los Angeles. There's more pieces over there, but I'm curious to see if Bill will go to Bill or Jim Harbaugh winds up in Dallas and where that's going to go. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I think you get that coach in that right, wearing that hat, calling the shots. If McCarthy gets fired, Dallas is going to be a problem. So that's just my thought for the week, man. That's something that I had on tip of my brain, and to watch the Cowboys actually lose to the Green Bay Packers was rather exciting.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
All right, Smitty, what do you got?
You know what? I'm thinking of the same thing about Bill Belichick, but I do have a questions for you guys. Kev, maybe you can answer my question.
Sure.
Bill Belichick, one of the greatest coaches of all time, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Why would he be interested in coaching further? And I'm going to say, one, the Dallas Cowboys, which we all know Jerry Jones has to have his hands in that team. Now, I can see him coaching a team that the owner gives him, full go, as far as the Atlanta Falcons that he interviewed for. But why would Bill Belichick, with all his accomplishments already in the NFL, why would he go to Dallas?
I don't think he will. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Bill Belichick and Jim Harbaugh are both control freaks. And that's part of what makes them so good. And I know this firsthand about Jim Harbaugh because a buddy of mine coached with him at San Diego, his first coaching job, which leads back to what we'll probably get into later on with the Chargers. But anyway, I don't see him there because he's Jerry. There's no way Jerry Jones is going to give up say. And I'm not saying Belichick. I know he said he would give up the personnel side of things in New England to stay, but Bob Kraft wanted to move in a different direction. It's very easy to say, and it's very difficult to do for people that are used to controlling the program, top to bottom. Harbaugh's the same way. So I don't see him going to Dallas at all. That's my personal opinion. I think it would be, we all know that if he coached the Cowboys or if Harbaugh coached the Cowboys, they would be better off. But you have to call up Jerry Jones and figure out like what his plan is, because I don't see his plan being give up control. Jerry Jones wants to control things. And Jerry Jones, in a way, kind of deserves to, in somewhat, control things because they have really done a good job of player personnel. They've drafted extremely well. They've put this team together. The problem is I think there's a difference between like saying I'm gonna control who we draft with input from the coach, or my sons and I are gonna tell you who we're going to pick. And that's why I think it's not going to work for him. I don't. So again, I don't see him going there at all.
Jordan, you got any insight on that? You got a comment?
No, I think Kev pretty much wrapped it up. I don't see Belichick going there. I honestly think that it's not the head coach that's the issue. I think it's the offensive coordinator. If you look at Buffalo, they fired their offensive coordinator,
And Dorsey,
I think November 13th, right? Since then, they were 6-1, right? And then you see from that point on with the Eagles, you see their offense kind of spiraling further down the drain with losses to the Giants, losses to the Cardinals. And so I think that they really just gotta give McCarthy another chance. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback or head coach. He's got a 42-15 record with Dallas, so it's not like he's a terrible coach. I think he just needs to get into his players' heads that look, the playoffs is a whole different ball game. You got to be prepared.
My issue with that, Ray, is the head coach is responsible for preparing the players, and they were unprepared. And I'm not, you've known me a long time, Ray. I'm not one of those fire the coach kind of people. Everybody wanted Jim Harbaugh fired at Michigan, right? Year after year, losing to Ohio State. Then the COVID year, they were under 500. Everybody wanted him fired. He took a pay cut, and now look. So sometimes patience and continuity is very important in the game of football.
Sure.
I honestly have no idea. And I just have no idea what their plan is going to be. Is there going to be a scapegoat? Like it's not the players. They have talent. It's not the coaches. Dan Quinn, Mike McCarthy, those guys can coach. Like they just went out there and got their butts kicked, And so what's going to be the reaction of the owner? In my opinion, like, what are you going to do? Like, and then is there a coach that's really going to work with Jerry? We saw Bill Parcells go there and everything was fine, right? And then they go out behind his back, whether I don't care what they said in the media. He did not want Terrell Owens, and that was it. That was it.
But Kev, if you want to, like, you think about it and you think, what are the problems that Dallas has right now, right? Their defense is a problem. Who can come in and clean that up without a problem? Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick.
Then you have another problem in Dak Prescott. The guy can't seem to be able to play in big games, whatever. And who can help Dak out that's available? Not named Bill Belichick.
Derrick Henry.
Jim Harbaugh. So the Dallas Cowboys either A, hire Jim Harbaugh, and B, hire Bill Belichick and get rid of Mike McCarthy. I'm sorry. Let's not do I think that Jerry Jones has learned by firing Jimmy Johnson how awful it was. B, giving Jason Garrett too many goddamn chances.
Yeah,
right. Well, that's true. And now here we are with Mike McCarthy, and we're not gonna do this thing again because it's a first round exit against teams that we're supposed to beat. And it is what it is. So guess what? I'm sorry, Mike McCarthy. See you later. Goodbye, Smitty.
Right, but before Smitty goes, I just want to challenge you and say, these guys are control freaks.
Understand.
Jim Harbaugh wants the nutrition the nutrition program he wants. He wants the strength coach that he wants. He wants everything to be run the way he wants it. He wants to say, look, I want this player. This player can make a difference. I don't know if Jerry Jones is going to say, okay, I'm going on 82 years old. You do you. And that's the problem. Go ahead, Smitty.
But you know what? I'm sorry, Smitty. Do you want to touch
on that? No, go ahead.
Okay, here's my thing off of that one. How old's Bill Belichick? So
71
years old, right? This is only more towards Bill than it is towards Harbaugh, right?
Yeah.
Bill's 71 years old. Bill's going to work with Jerry. Okay, Jerry, you're just as desperate as I am. And I say Bill's desperate in the fact that Tom left. What did he do? He won a Super Bowl right away. Jerry leaves. What's Jerry going to do? I mean, what's Bill going to do? Bill's got to win a Super Bowl right away. If you want to win a Super Bowl right away, Bill, go to Dallas. If not, do what you want to do. And
go to Atlanta. Go to Atlanta with Arthur Blank and control everything. Right.
And then, I took a shitty team to the playoffs. Congratulations. You did that with the Patriots and Mac Jones. Anyway, carry on. All right, Smitty, what do you got?
Listen, I want to take the time out to welcome our viewers, our audience. They're bringing up some hot subjects.
It's a good start.
Yeah, David said, I have friends of mine that are huge Cowboys fans, and they are 1,000 against Bill Belichick, which to me is ridiculous. I was like, this guy could bring your team to a Super Bowl for the first time in 29 years, and you don't want him. LOL. All right. So my personal take is, I don't know if the Cowboys get all these coaches, all these big names. We talk about the defense. The defense was ranked, and correct me if I'm wrong, ranked top 5 all year long. I believe if you look at that game, the momentum shifted real quick. And I'm not going to blame the defense for that. I'm going to blame Dak Prescott. And I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. A lot of people are going to say, well, it wasn't all Dak Prescott's fault. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's the quarterback's team. There's a lot of riding on his shoulders. I agree 100%. He reminds me a lot of Tony Romo when it comes to big game. Some quarterbacks, some athletes are not cut out for big games. And Dak Prescott is one of those quarterbacks. He is one of those athletes. He will win. We talked about this last year, Ray, and you said that you was okay with him winning all these games during the regular season. I'm sorry. I'm not. You know what I mean? Why have a quarterback like that? You know what I mean? If he's not going to take you to the Super Bowl and get you a championship.
What year are we with, though? What year are we with Dak? Right? Are we in the 6th year, maybe? We on year 6 for Dak?
Well, Chris Michael said that he's owed, $56 million?
Okay.
What do you say?
And he wants, and Schmidt, he wants an extension. He wants to make $50 million a year. They got to pay Micah Parsons, dude, who, by the way, was awful. This is the thing. Awful. Awful in that game, dude. He did nothing. I don't want to hear one person at all put him in the same sentence as Lawrence Taylor. It's an embarrassment.
Thank you.
That's why I'm saying that Jim Harbaugh would be amazing, because Dak's 30 years old. So we got to be on at least year 8, right? Minimum of year 8.
Dude,
Well,
I'm with you.
Jim Harbaugh took a shitty Alex Smith in a one with a Colin Kaepernick, took a Colin Kaepernick to the Super Bowl. So
Right.
the guy has the ability to coach quarterbacks. Obviously, he was a quarterback. And if I'm a Cowboys fan, if I'm rooting hard for anybody, it would be Jim Harbaugh. But at the same time, Mike McCarthy's still employed. So
Right.
there's that.
I agree with you, Ray. Like, I know I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but I'll say it again. Jim Harbaugh is going to want things his way. Does Jerry at 82 years old back up and listen to Jim for the better of the Dallas Cowboys? He is the reason why some of these other coaches, like, they need a coach like Harbaugh, one of these guys that's going to come in there and that's not going to go, oh, guys, hey, how you doing today? We're going to play hard. Give it your best. No, Jim Harbaugh would have crushed Micah Parsons at halftime, would have crushed Dak. Like, they need somebody like Jimmy Johnson to go in there and say, enough, this is ridiculous, and strike a little bit of fear in the players. I agree with you.
All right.
It's up to Jerry.
Now we're on that one, right? Let's shift it over. Let's shift it over to the fire of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, boy.
And what the hell is going on in the NFC East with, obviously we touched on the Cowboys. Now we're going to touch on the Eagles. And is Nick Sirianni in a safe position right now as the head coach of the Eagles? Because I can tell you this. I saw a guy at where they just play at? Who just beat them?
Tampa.
At Tampa, throwing a bucket of popcorn down on Nick Sirianni.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised? That's an Eagle fan. You just said it.
Tell me, not actually, Smitty, tell me more.
Listen, last year, there was a lot of people that was praising Sirianni. You can stop me now. So you mean to tell me that in 1 year, this guy, and again, the Eagles, if anything, they've gotten better. Yes, they did have some injuries. Yes, they did have that. But they didn't lose all that much for them to go out there and get handled by Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, handled. You know what I mean? What would they score? Like a touchdown and a field goal?
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I mean?
High-powered offense.
So to me, I don't think the coach is the problem. This is, if anything, this team gotten better, man. I don't see the coach being the problem. I just think that chemistry, for some weird reason, and you can see it amongst the players.
Oh, yeah,
I think that's going out the window. There's a lot of egos there.
Yeah.
Jordan,
So
what's your take on the Eagles?
That's just my take on it.
I like it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that whole team this past weekend was just a complete dumpster fire. They gave up over 400 yards to Baker Mayfield. And I mean, I'm not, talking down on Baker Mayfield because I don't think he's a bad quarterback. But that's the third straight game giving up over 400 yards. So I just don't think that, again, like I was talking about with the Cowboys, I just didn't think that they were ready for that big moment. I especially think that this game, especially statistically, everyone knows that I'm a big analytical guy. This game was a lot closer on the stat sheet than people think when it comes to pregame. If you look at the stats, the Eagles were 26th in yards per game given up, and the Bucs were only 23rd. But then you go to points per game. The Bucs only gave up the seventh fewest to the Eagles, giving up the 30th. So that'd be third most. So I think that it really just came down to defense, and they clearly could not come down to the phrase "defense wins championships."
They couldn't tackle, Ray. At all.
Not at all.
They couldn't do anything. Jalen Hurts couldn't move the ball. I mean, you expect, and listen, everybody was high on that Fly Eagle Fly team, and boy, did they crash and burn. That's all I got to say about that one.
They didn't even know where the ball was half the time. I remember I was sitting down on the couch with my dad, and there was a play where Baker Mayfield took 3 drop steps backpedaling and just threw the ball up, and Avonte Maddox was at the baseline of the end zone when the ball was dropped at the 15 and Chris Godwin just walked in for a touchdown.
Oh
It
yeah,
was so embarrassing.
it was bad. Well, I mean,
Terrible.
look, again, I think that this is a different thing. And yes, they went to the Super Bowl and they lost in the Super Bowl and they had a big year last year and they got off to a great start. Just for Troy, who commented down below about trouble in the locker room, there was rumors of trouble in the locker room with AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts and some of the players. And we were talking about this in the group chat the other night. I know they have a young team, but they have enough veterans on that team, like Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox and Lane Johnson and all these guys that they have, like Reddick. I mean, this isn't like the 92 Cowboys where everybody was a rookie. So you wonder where the leadership was amongst the players, what was going on. We do know the reports were that there was trouble with AJ Brown and a bunch of guys in the locker room. So that is a fact. I think this is another case. I mean, the Dallas situation is different. They had a great year. They get to the playoffs. They have a bad game. They're out. This team has been reeling for a long period of time. They started off 10-1. They should have lost to Washington at least once. They were in close games that they had no business being. Then they beat the Bills and the Chiefs. So everybody, including myself, and I argued with you. I thought they were, in terms of talent, right up there as first or second in the entire NFC in terms of talent. And then all of a sudden they get smashed by the Cowboys. And then everything just it was a snowball that went downhill. And Sirianni couldn't prevent anything, couldn't fix it. The leaders in the locker room, you wonder what happened. Kelsey just retired. He's another leader. It's interesting. I feel like every case is different with these teams. And I have I'm not a fire the coach kind of guy, Smitty, but I just have a problem with a coach, with a team that's ready to win. And I just, like, you're talking about somebody that could come in and with a championship pedigree and fix all that. That seems like where I think Belichick fits in better there than in Dallas. I think that he should be on the hot seat. I don't know if he'll be fired, but this team's got to win now. They got veterans. As I said, Kelsey retired. Other guys are going to, get expensive. They're not going to be able to keep everybody together. I just wonder what Jeffrey Lurie's thinking, just like I'm wondering what Jerry Jones is thinking over in Dallas. It's going to be interesting.
You think Jason Kelsey's going to be up with Taylor Swift now that in Buffalo watching Kansas City?
And I feel bad for him. Like, he needs to take a Xanax hanging out with her and Brittany Mahomes. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
My man said it's Xanax. All right.
How many? How many milligrams we talking?
He'd probably take 2 or 3 of those babies.
2 or 3 of them. Have a little Xanny bar, I think they call them.
Whatever that is. But I just, again, but dude, guys, these are like big jobs. Like, they're not easy, but I normally wouldn't say fire this guy, but I've never seen this many coaches like Bill Belichick, Jim Harbaugh out there where you could really take a team that has some issues, but that can win and get over the top. And to me, that's where I'm a little bit different this offseason in terms of my thinking.
It's like a coaching carousel this week or this past weekend. Right. Saban retires, go.
Oh, yeah.
Belichick amicably, departs with the Pats.
Pete Carroll.
Then Pete Carroll fired. Then you have another guy that I'm going to bring up his name right now, Mike Tomlin, who seems now that he is going to stay and he's going to rejoin the Steelers for his 18th season. So I did read that. Now, let me ask you all a question. The Steelers, Mike Tomlin, had a winning record 17 straight seasons in a row.
Yep.
This is the second greatest thing to happen in the NFL other than the Patriots dynasty. And I'm not saying that arrogantly. I'm saying that truthfully. If I could be a fan of any team right now, other than the Patriots over the last 20 years, it would probably have to be somebody like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why? Because all they do is win more games than they lose every single year. I want to know what you guys think about that. Jordan, why don't you give me what you think first?
Yeah, I mean, just like what you said, he finds ways to win more than he loses, and I think there's a lot of factors that play into it. He's had a lot of great players on his team, or go back to when he had Big Ben and
Mhm.
Antonio Brown before that whole thing went down. Like he's had some dogs on his team, and even more recently, he's had some dogs. You got Watt, you got Fitzpatrick, still have a young but good offense. So I
James
just think,
Harrison.
yeah, exactly. You keep on finding ways to get these guys that fit your scheme, and you win games.
Yes.
Scotty, what do you think about that, Mike Tomlin?
Listen, personally, I like Mike Tomlin as a coach. I mean, as far as the paper, if you look at his numbers, he's one of the greatest coaches of all time. However, I know a lot of Steelers fans, and a lot of Steelers fans are tired. You know what I mean? Because what they want is a chip. They don't want to be winning in the playoffs and then just kicked out the first round. That's not the Pittsburgh way. You know what I mean? They want a Super Bowl championship ring. So, I mean, do I have anything against him? Do I want him fired? No. You know what I mean? The guy has spoken, but how far do you go with him? I mean, how long do you stick with him? You know what I mean? Before you say we need to look for somebody new that will take us to the next level and win
Right.
us a Super Bowl ring. That's just my point. That's how I feel about my comment.
Well, you know what, Ray? I think Mike Tomlin is a top 3 coach in all of football, and I think what he's done with this team this year, with the lack of quarterbacks, somehow figuring out to get into the playoffs, I thought is one of the best jobs in all of football this year.
Hmm.
I think that sometimes people want to change and don't realize what they have till it's gone. I'm telling you right now, if the Philadelphia Eagles trade a second-round pick to get Mike Tomlin, they do it in a second. In a second. Like, this is a great coach. He's a great leader of men. And listen, I wish we had him. I know you would wish you had him up there. So,
Yeah.
again, I get the whole thing. You're trying to win a championship. Everybody's trying to win a championship, and you want to see results. But he did give them a Super Bowl, and he has them in the mix every year. And I really think they're a couple of offensive players away. I really do. I think they need some offensive linemen. I think they need another receiver. I think you could look for a quarterback as well, maybe moving up. But I wouldn't get rid of Mike Tomlin. No way. That's my opinion.
They definitely need a quarterback, Randy.
They do.
Do the Steelers need a quarterback? Absolutely. It's their biggest. It's their biggest crutch.
Yep.
They got the backs. They have the wide receivers. I mean, and you have a heck of a tight end too.
I mean, how many of us believe that when we saw Rudolph coming out, that the Pittsburgh Steelers had a chance?
I mean, it was a good college.
without TJ Watt.
No, nobody. I had
Yeah.
Buffalo. I had Buffalo.
That's
And,
a good.
I lose every bet. I bet Buffalo, and I am colder than Antarctica when it comes to picking a football game. So, yeah, that was an easy one, I feel like. But what do I know? What do I know? One thing I do know is this. Gerard Mayo is the new head coach for the New England Patriots, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. However, they are going to let Mr. Mayo make a decision on who he wants to work side by side with as an offensive coordinator. Kev, starting with you first. Who's your offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots 2024 season?
God, I'll tell you, it's not going to be Josh McDaniels if I want to win. God, I that's a hard one for me because I don't know Jared. I don't know Mayo like that.
But we need an offensive coordinator. I don't know.
I would try to go. I know Joe Brady has done a great job where he is, but I would try to get Joe Brady. I really would. I think he's a great offensive mind. I like him a lot.
He's not going to go lateral. He ain't going to make a lateral move. If anything, he's going up.
Oh yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, if you're going to throw money at a young offensive mind, what about Cliff Kingsbury?
That dude's still somewhere out in the islands, probably with anyway.
Then
he's having a good time right now.
I hear you, but I'm just saying, like, I would go for one of these young offensive minds that, and by the way, the reason I'm having trouble with it is the young offensive, the Ben Johnsons of the world, they're going to be head coaches. So and there's so many openings. Like I feel like Johnson's going to end up in Washington, to be honest with you, with Peters.
Okay.
But that's kind of why I look towards those two, because and especially Cliff, because I think that kind of offense would be welcome in New England. And they spread the ball out at Alabama, and Mac Jones did well there too. So the other plan is like, what are you guys going to do at quarterback? Like, are you going with Mac Jones? Like, we got to know.
To be determined.
So draft a quarterback. I think somebody like Cliff that has played the position, that I think that's where I would try it. Maybe he says no, but that's where I would try.
Okay. Jordan, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think Kev pretty much summed it up with when it comes to the young quarterback. I don't hate that idea at all, but at the same time, obviously the chances of this are low with the media, and now you have a new head coach. But I really wouldn't mind if they kept O'Brien. And before you guys go crazy, because I know that the Patriots did not have a good season at all. They had 8 games where they lost by 1 possession.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's
it's
because
not
the defense only allowed the other team to score 10 points.
That is true. And I know that that's an issue, but then again, like Kev said, what do you do with the quarterback situation? If you have a different quarterback, who I think a lot of the quarterbacks in this draft class are miles ahead of Mac Jones from this season, I think that their scheme would be different. I think that they would score more points. They would be in situations where their offense can kind of let the defense breathe a little bit and let them say, hey, we know what we can do, and we know that our offense has our back if we ever do something bad.
Do they try to trade up for Caleb Williams? Do they try?
No.
I don't think so. No.
So then you're looking at Drake May or you're looking at Jaden Daniels. And I think both of them are talented enough where if they played for New England this year, I think they would have won at least half of those games.
Possibly. Smitty, what do you think?
I'm going to go with what Kev said. And the only reason being is because, you know what? I'm willing to give you my offensive coordinator, the Giants offensive coordinator, Cap. You can have him, and we can get another offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? But no, in all reality, I don't see you guys sticking with Mac Jones. I see you guys going with another QB.
What about O'Brien? Are we going to keep O'Brien as our offensive coordinator? Are we going to tell him to kick rocks?
But you know what, though? You know what? As much as I'm not a huge believer in analytics. I like what Jordan broke down as far as analytics are concerned. Yep. And he's right. O'Brien is not, you said it yourself. He's not a bad OC. Hey, he's not a bad OC, man. Mac Jones, you expected more things from Mac Jones.
That's all I got to say. I got to be careful what I speak about from now on, because I co-signed for that guy, and I co-signed for Mac Jones.
I think he's a good OC. I think O'Brien's a good OC.
He did a great job.
You can't beat yourself up because these quarterbacks are impossible to figure out. They really are. I do my best to try to give you guys what I think. None of these guys are. It really is a flip of the coin with these kids. It just is.
All right, but let's talk about some development right here. So we have 2 quarterbacks. They both stink. There's a guy out there who is a 49ers San Francisco 49ers quarterbacks coach, Brian Griese. He scouted out Brock Purdy. He's had a pretty big role with Brock Purdy playing quarterback in San Francisco. Brian Griese could be a potential offensive coordinator if he wants to take that next step up in his coaching career.
That's a great call.
That's somebody that I'm looking at. The other guy that I would potentially be looking at would be Ken Dorsey from the Bills, because Ken Dorsey did a phenomenal job with Buffalo up until, he got the boot. And then, Joe Brady kind of like pretty much left off. It was already a turnkey operation. I'm not sure what Dorsey was doing. I think he just got too excited having Josh Allen at the helm and not giving James Cook an opportunity. It happens. Kev, when you're playing Madden sometimes and you just start throwing it, and then you just keep throwing it, and then you're throwing pick after pick after pick. It's because you forget to run the ball and, balance the defense. So that's one thing I can probably understand. I think Ken Dorsey is going to be a heck of a OC again. He's definitely going to get another job. But those are the two guys that I have my eyes on in New England as far as coming on over, helping out the offense, and let's move forward now because everybody's excited. Everyone's excited. Oh, they're finally done. I'm not listening to that, and I refuse to believe it. So, with that being said, Kev, obviously you said I'm sorry, Smitty, your OC. He's out searching for a head coaching position, I believe.
Yes.
Is that what's going on with, how do you say his name?
Mike Kafka.
Yeah, something like that.
Kafka.
You nailed it. You nailed it. What's on your wish list, Smitty? You got anything on your wish list for him?
Listen, I wish him the best, but it's time for a change for the Giants. I think that he got too predictable. You know what I mean? As far as that's concerned, he was good for 1 year, and then he became too predictable with the Giants. Granted, the Giants didn't have a lot of weapons as far as the receiving core. I get that, but when you become too predictable, it's time for a change. You know what I mean? Is he gonna be a good head coach? I wish him the best, but it's time for a change for an OC for the Giants.
Yeah, did we say what's up to Scenario yet? Did you put that on the screen?
Yeah, I put it up. What's up, Roland?
What up, man? Hoping retirement is good. Looks good on Smitty. We'll have to get you on here, and you can complain about the Patriots as much as And then trouble entered the chat.
The X Factor.
The trouble has just entered the chat. Jordan, did you have any? Oh, we already got your answer. You agree with Kev?
Yo, Ray, I do have a question though, man. I don't want to overlook this right here, man. We talked about the coaches leaving and all this stuff, but let's bring up some future in the NFL.
Okay.
And let's talk about the Houston Texans and what they did, CJ Stroud and DeMeco Ryan, they have in Houston, the real Texas team.
Yo, tell them how you feel.
Let's get to that.
Tell them why you're mad, Smitty. Tell them why you're mad. The real team in Texas, because the Cowboys are frauds.
I'm happy.
They scam their fans, just like the Dolphins fans and the Eagles fans. You all been scammed. You know what the good thing about Monday mornings was for me, Smitty?
What's that?
I knew when I woke up, I knew exactly what it was. It was shit product on the field and an L the next morning for breakfast.
Mom, come on.
That's that. Oh, yeah, what's up, Mom? What's good? Honestly, one thing I'll say about DeMeco Ryans, I'm excited because he's a defensive mind, and he's got to be allowing his offensive coaches to coach. And I'm hoping that Gerard Mayo's defensive mind and the tutelage that he has been under, with Bill, is going to, guide us into greener pastures, and there'll be more duck boat parades. That's all I got to say. So
get the right quarterback, and we can talk.
Linebacker HCs, man. Linebackers are different. Linebackers are quarterback on the other side of the ball, man. They know what's going on.
Middle linebackers. That dude was one of the smartest players of our time. And he's done such a good job down there. And I loved CJ Stroud coming out. I thought he was so accurate. Loved him. I can't believe he didn't go number one. But anyway, I think what they have going on down there. How good is Nico Collins this year? I mean, what a big physical receiver. I love what they're doing in Houston. I really do. And I think that they've got a bright future.
So with that said, let me ask you guys a question. Jordan, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Houston Texans have a good chance to walk into Baltimore and beat the Baltimore Ravens with the confidence that they have now?
I mean, I love the Texans, and I definitely agree with you. I think that they're Texas's real football team. However, I think that the Ravens are the real deal, and I'm going to tell you why with my weekly little conspiracy theory, right?
Oh, yes, let's go.
So Pat McAfee show not too long ago, Aaron Rodgers was on it, right? And he came up with this theory about the Super Bowl logo and the colors, right? We had, I don't know what Super Bowl it was with the Rams and the Bengals, right? The color was orange and yellow, which is the two main colors of each of them. Year after that, it was green and red. Kansas City and Philadelphia.
We going Roy G. Biv right now?
Yeah,
This
dude.
year,
Fuck
the
out of
colors
here.
are purple and red. That's why I think that I'm correct,
Baltimore.
especially with my pick of 49ers versus the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens. Okay. All right. What? Okay, I like that. I like that, Jordan. I like that breakdown. Kevin, what you got? What do you say
the
about
kid
that?
did it again. Did he do
Yeah.
it again? We're gonna find out.
I like that. I like
my
that.
mind is blown, Smitty. Like I don't even know how to comment right now because I'm
Yo, I want to take the time out to say shout out to my man Tippy. He just joined us right now. He's a huge Houston Texans fan. Well deserved, man. You've held it down for a long time. Texans haven't won, and they're in it now, man. So sky's the limit for you guys. That's what's up. Kev, what do you think about the Texans going to Baltimore? What are their chances?
I can't rule it out. I mean, CJ Stroud's a stud. You know, I can see this being kind of a wake up call kind of game for him, where you know they don't play well and they learn and then they add players and they come back strong next year. But with all the stuff that we've seen in the playoffs just this past weekend and everything, I'm not going to doubt. Like I'm not going to sit there and act like they can't win. Do I think they will? No. But can they? Of course they can.
Yeah. Ray, what do you got?
Honestly, anything can happen. What we just watched over the weekend with some of these games, especially the Cowboys-Packers game, and sorry for bringing up the Cowboys again. Okay, I'm done. They lost. They got smoked at home. Can Houston go into Baltimore? I'll be honest, I don't think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. I expect Baltimore to walk out with at least a two-score victory and handle Houston. I think they're going to pressure the hell out of CJ Stroud, and they have the DBs to make sure that Nico Collins doesn't get the football. Because we said this, I think I said this last week. I said it somewhere, somewhere over the Judy Garland rainbow that you got to stop Nico Collins if you want to win, and nobody has done that yet. That was week 18. They had to stop Nico. I think he had 160. What did he have this past week?
He had a lot, but let's keep in mind that Tank Bell is also hurt for them. You know what I mean?
He's been hurt. He's been out.
And also, let's keep in mind that we can all agree, even if they don't get that dub in Baltimore, their future looks bright.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This can only get, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know, my team or the Commanders or the Pats that we have a lot of work to do before we even get into the playoffs. You know what I mean?
I agree.
The Houston Texans, their future is bright, man.
What's up, Joe? What's going on, man? Niners, Buffalo. I think that Buffalo, that's a different one, right? Because we see a lot of Baltimore Niners on there. But I do agree with Troy. They haven't played a defense like Baltimore. They played them week 1. Baltimore played Houston week 1. They were both kind of figuring out who they were. Baltimore has their identity. Lamar, get over the hump. While we're here, right? While we're here,
say that one more time. Say that one more time about Lamar.
Get over the hump, right? That is, you need to get to a championship game. You need to get to the Super Bowl, and then from there on, we'll move this conversation along. But we're not there yet. Can Lamar Jackson win a couple playoff games and put themselves in a position to win? I think this is his year, man.
I agree.
This is the year of Lamar. And you know why? Here's my conspiracy. No. What? How many teams said no to Lamar? How many?
Atlanta did.
Guess what? Wow, he would have been nice in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan. Yikes. Wowzers. That would have been a pretty good team. It's Lamar's year. It's Lamar's year, and that's it. They're going to roll Houston, and I'm sorry. It's just my belief, and I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot. So
I mean, you can't count the Texans out though. They got counted out last week. Pat McAfee literally said to CJ Stroud's face, "You have no chance," and he said, "Okay, bet. Watch this," and he put up 45 points against a top 3 defense in the league.
Hold out.
So,
the top
but
3 defense.
I think he does have a chance, obviously, after this past week, but I just see him falling short.
Home game. That was a home game.
Mm.
We're going to Baltimore. It's going to be outside. It's going to be cold. And that's going to be a huge factor in this game.
Hey, Russ is saying, I'll say it again. I don't like them not playing for 2 weeks and Houston rolling. That's Russ's point as far as Baltimore is concerned.
And Lamar hasn't gotten hurt yet.
Oh,
real nice,
yeah.
Russ.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Russ.
Real nice.
He's preying on it now, and I don't like that.
Oh man.
He's like, my God.
So that's Saturday night. Saturday night, January 20th. The Texans are at Baltimore. Right now, it's at 43.5 OU. Baltimore is the favorite, minus 7.5. What I saw so far, early bets, it looked like everybody was on Houston. Everybody's on Houston. I'm taking Baltimore, just for that matter. You guys are all on Houston. Is that what was said? What do you guys think?
I gotta stick.
Baltimore.
I gotta stick with my bracket. You know, I picked Baltimore
Spread.
So
We're going
Baltimore
spread here.
Oh, spread.
7.5 points. It's over a touch.
7.5 points.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm taking Baltimore.
Yeah, I'll take Baltimore.
I can see them losing by 12 or 13. Listen, I don't think they're going to get destroyed, but I think Baltimore is going to win. I do think it's their year to get to the Super Bowl. We'll see what happens.
Jordan, who are you taking?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not much of a sports betting guy, so I don't really.
You know
Pay
what?
attention
We're not even
too
going to ask you that
much.
question. You're not even old enough
Yeah.
to gamble yet. So
Yeah,
I
I
want
know.
to encourage you.
That's all
We got a
right.
guy on here. He's dropping all these analytical and he
Theories.
comes from,
That's the most important thing, Jordan. You spreading knowledge. So
Yeah.
he comes from Mars. Some of this X-Files shit he's dropping on us with sports is pretty fucking cool. How about this? Is it going to be a high scoring game or a low scoring game, Jordan? Give me that much.
I think it'll be very high. I think when it comes to that over under, I think they'll smash that easily.
He has no problem betting. I'm sure he doesn't, but you know what? This is a friendly show here. We might drop a bad word here and there, but it's all in good fun. So, all right, that's going to wrap up our Houston Baltimore. Unless any of you guys have a little bit more insight you'd like to throw out there.
Yeah, for Randy, yes, CJ is better than Bryce. Yes.
And it's
Easily.
not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. All right, let's move it along. Saturday night, 8:15. Green Bay is going to San Francisco. Green Bay at San Francisco. This one's going to be an interesting football game, I feel like. Very interesting to me because I don't really know where to go with this. Smitty, what are your initial thoughts on the Packers-Green Bay game? By the way, the Packers-Green Bay game. The Packers and the Niners. Niners are an 8.5-point favorite as well, just to throw that out there.
I could tell you this. The Niners are not the Dallas Cowboys. The Niners are a disciplined team. They have a good head coach. They have the weapons. They have CMC, who's healthy. Last time I checked, 100%. Deebo Samuels. What's that other wide receiver that they have?
Brandon Ayuk.
Yes, him.
George Kittle.
Yeah. So you know what? And the defense is good. They're healthy. I don't see Green Bay. Green Bay, yes, they did an awesome job against Dallas. God bless them for that. But I don't see Green Bay going into San Francisco and getting that dub.
Okay.
They're going to compete. They're going to compete, but eventually they'll run out. They'll run out.
Okay. Jordan, what do you got?
Yeah, like Smitty said, I think that they're in no way, shape, or form anything like the Cowboys. I think that they're probably the best team in the league. But I wouldn't count Green Bay out. The only thing that worries me when it comes to Green Bay's chances is their defense. They were banged up pretty bad and still somehow put on a crazy performance against Dallas, especially in the first half. But there are a lot of key guys where you don't know if them playing this past week is going to affect their playing last week. Jair Alexander, who's probably their best defensive guy, he was a game time decision, and they literally had to run tests like 30 minutes before the game to see if he was even going to play. And although he played very well,
He got hurt in the game, Jordan.
Oh, we did. Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't see
No,
that. I
yeah,
probably
no,
turned
just
it
go off
off.
the point,
I probably
yeah.
turned it off at halftime. But
Yep.
yeah, no, like a lot of key pieces that they're gonna need if they are gonna have a chance against that scary looking offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he is listed as questionable
Yeah.
into the game. Actually, they have a heck of an injury report for the Green Bay Packers. Rashawn Gary questionable, Aaron Jones questionable,
Oh wow.
Isaiah McDuffie, Jonathan Owens, Jaden Reed, Darnell Savage, Preston Smith, Christian Watson, all questionable for Saturday night's game. Kev, what's your take on this San Francisco 49er game?
I have a lot of respect for Matt LaFleur. I have a lot of respect for how Jordan Love's really performed throughout the year. I think he's kind of gone. I don't know if he's underrated or not, but I think his season was underrated. Again, same thing with Baltimore. I think this 49ers team is too good, too well coached, too loaded, too healthy to lose this game. And I think the 49ers will win the game.
Yeah, I think the Niners win too, Kev. You know what? I'm gonna take the points in this game though, as far as the points are concerned, because I do think Green Bay will keep it close. Ever since Aaron Jones came back, I don't know if you have noticed the energy for the Packers, but they have become a much better football team with Aaron Jones in the backfield. They're energized, they're excited. This guy does everything. He's running through the tackles and he's gaining yards. He's catching the ball. He has brought Green Bay to another level. And for that, I think is the reason why, by the way, Green Bay's offensive line is pretty good. And that defensive line for San Francisco, they haven't been very like, oh my God, like we thought they were going to be. They've kind of been like mediocre at best, I would say, the Niners defensive line. And then you want to switch sides and you want to look at, is A.J. Dillon still out? I think A.J.'s listed as questionable as well. But then you look at the Niners offensive line. The Niners offensive line, they're a little banged up. They're a little banged up. They got to have to protect Brock Purdy. So I think just a couple of those keys right there is what's going to keep it to a close game. But I think at the end you're going to see Debo and CMC and Purdy. And you know me, I love that 49ers offense. Best 49ers. Best offense San Francisco has ever seen. Ever.
Oh,
that's right. I said it.
I don't know about that. We're
not putting Hall of Fame.
You must be young. You must be young. But listen. Troy is saying I'm going to call it Packers upset Niners. Love is balling. The team is pumped up and playing great as a team. Okay.
I'm down.
Up, Troy.
I'm down with it, but that'll break my heart a little bit. I'm not even a Niner fan, but I have been riding. I had the Niners last year, and I have the Niners again this year, even though my bracket said Rams.
Rams, that's right, Rams.
Yeah, my shit's busted. Yeah. I had fun with
it. Isn't that both your Super Bowl teams out in the first round?
The Browns and the Browns and the Rams.
Yikes.
The very first one.
But Jordan, I mean, I'll be honest with you, and Smitty will co-sign, I think, for me on this one. I've been high on the Niners for a while. So I'm just going to leave it there. I did say Baltimore earlier in the year as well, but you know what? Everybody's on Baltimore and San Fran. I can't be one of the sheep following.
No, I get it. Yeah.
All right,
Ray. I
know
you're moving. I know you're moving forward. But we didn't even talk about, in my opinion, the most competitive game. That was Detroit against the LA Rams. What did you guys think about that game?
Thank you. Thank you for the enjoyment of watching a good football game, because there were some shitty ass games. It kind of reminded me of the the national championship. They're boring games, but the Rams game, phenomenal. The Lions, man, I thought they were going to blow it. I thought they were going to blow it at the end.
Me too.
And I want to know, and maybe one of you guys have the answer. What did the doctor, or what did Matt Stafford say to the doctor to let him back out into the game?
I don't know, dude, but that was a bad hit. That's a great point.
What a tough son of a bitch.
But that's a great point. I thought this whole concussion thing was serious. That dude got drilled.
Oh, man. Dude, his head, all you saw were the whites in his eyes, like looking straight up. Like, I don't know how many times they rolled. Oh, my. Yeah, that was a big hit.
You know what, Ray? In our day, when we got hit like that, they called it a ding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Just hand the ball. You were the quarterback. Just hand the ball off on the next play and get yourself together. That's how it was. So
I agree. I agree with you. Smitty or Jordan, did you have more you want to touch on that Rams Lions game?
Yeah, I think, back to what you guys were saying about Matt Stafford and the doctor. I think he said, "Look, I got Puka Nakua on the team. All I got to do is give him the ball." That
Yeah.
dude balled out. Although they didn't get the win, the future is like so bright with them. And I could honestly, if they can fix up their defense a little bit, because I don't think that they're the best defense in the world, but if they can fix a little bit of their holes on their team, you could definitely see them competing next year for one of those top seeds.
Yeah,
I
they need
agree.
a defensive lineman.
Yeah,
I really have
definitely.
Aaron Donald, but he needs help. They needed.
Yeah,
needed
I
DN.
mean, you can't do much if you're getting double team, triple teams.
Yeah.
Like it's
I agree.
The Rams are that team. Oh boy, that's gonna bring it to the Saturday. What's that? Sunday morning now, Smitty?
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. Tampa Bay going to Detroit. By the way, and I meant to bring this up early before we go on to the whole, and we're going to go over an hour. Fuck it. Smitty, Baker Mayfield jumped behind center for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a year removed from Tom Brady, and he's got him in the playoffs.
This is where it ends. He's no Tom Brady. This is
Tom
where it ends.
Brady, right. But my point is, because I had somebody was coming at me about, oh, Tom Brady didn't jump onto a Super Bowl contender. All they were missing was the quarterback. And Baker Mayfield winning the division and taking them to the playoffs proves my point completely.
Hold on. Time out though. What
Yes.
division are we talking about here though?
The division that
true.
just beat the NFC East.
Yeah.
That division.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hold on. No. Let's go back because I'm not gonna just say I'm not gonna agree with you, Ray. You know that's not gonna happen.
You don't have to agree to me. You can agree to disagree.
Listen, what division are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in? Let's slow it down a little bit. Before they go into the playoffs. Yes, they did beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. And
Yep.
we broke that down why they beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
Now, when you saying Tom Brady,
Yep.
and this dude Mayfield,
I'm not okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
No. Go ahead. I'm
yes, they did beat a Philadelphia Eagle. Philadelphia Eagles weren't flying. They weren't flying.
No, they weren't.
You know what I
They
mean?
weren't.
So we're not talking about Philly at the beginning of the season. If they would have played Philly at the beginning of the season, I think it would have been a little different story. And by no means am I defending Philly. You know what I'm saying? But yes, it's a little different story when you say Tom Brady and Mayfield.
If I had $1 million, I'd be a millionaire. So the reason I'm saying Mayfield jumping in a year removed is because Mayfield took what he had, which was a very good offense, and took him to the playoffs, won a division. Wasn't like the sexiest division win, but he won a playoff game as well to boot. And mind you, Baker Mayfield threw for 337 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Because he has Mike Evans and he has Chris Godwin and now, the emergence of K-Dot in the tight end. So all I'm saying is the pieces were there. He's not Tom Brady. No one will ever be Tom Brady.
Right.
Just to make that very clear. I didn't mean to
So let's talk about that. Let's talk. Do you think Mayfield's going to go into Detroit and do the same thing that he did with Philly?
It's going to be very interesting to see what Mayfield does, because I got to be honest. Detroit played the Rams, and the Rams have a top 3 or 4 offense in the entire NFL.
Yeah, dude.
And they held the Rams.
Yeah.
They held the Rams. So Baker, good luck, bro. But no, Detroit's going to smack them in the mouth. I expect a big win out of Detroit. Big.
I do too.
I hope so.
Big win.
I hope so.
And Ray, by the way, can we give a little bit of credit to Baker here? The Cowboys, did they not beat Tom Brady last year and most of this roster?
Yeah.
Yeah. They lost to Dak Prescott, who were killing and rightfully so. So we've got to give a little bit of credit to Baker. It's so funny because I feel like Todd Bowles and Baker Mayfield almost needed each other. Because I thought at the beginning of the year Tampa Bay was going to get the first pick in the draft. So the way Baker really played, I'm very impressed with that. And I think it's coming to an end. But I'll say this: when you look at all these teams, the one team that I think could upset the home team is Tampa Bay if Baker plays like that. But we'll see. I kind of agree with you. The Rams offense is unbelievable. I see Detroit winning too.
Jordan, what do you got?
Yeah, no, just like what you guys are saying. I think Detroit, they got it in the bag. They do have home field advantage, which is obviously going to play a big part in it. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tampa Bay wins this game as long as they can keep what they have going. Because if you look at what they did this week compared to what they did in week 18 when they scored 9 points against the Carolina Panthers, the teams are completely different. You got the same guys on the roster, but the way they play is completely different. So I think
can I ask a question, Jordan? And I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No,
real quick before it slips my mind, because I'm old. You know what I mean? So Ray, let me ask you a question. All of you guys. If Tampa Bay would have played Dallas instead of Green Bay, you think Mayfield goes into Dallas and balls the way he did against Philadelphia? You think Tampa Bay wins against Dallas?
Yes.
Yes. If they played like they did last weekend, yeah.
I mean, I could have quarterbacked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and beat Dallas. I mean, come on. Come on, Smitty. We're talking about Dallas in the playoffs here. We're not talking about. I mean, if it was a regular season game, I'd probably say no, but you know how that goes. Mm-hmm. Ask Stephen A how it goes. So, all right. So, Jordan, what was your pick for this one? What were you picking?
I got the Lions by a slim margin, but I got the Lions.
So you're taking the 6.5 points.
Yeah, sure.
High scoring, low scoring.
He said you're sure.
I'd go low scoring.
Low scoring game in this one? Okay. Smitty, what's your thoughts?
I'm taking the Lions. I say this. Whoever commits the less turnovers will win the game.
Okay.
If you leave the ball to the QB, the Lions, things might start getting shaky there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just my take on it. But I got the Lions.
You know what? You guys all taking the Lions? So I'll go Tampa Bay on this one, even though I said Lions by. I'll go Tampa Bay. And this is why. If they blitz the crap out of Jared Goff is going to have a hell of a time against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. Yeah. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been shutting down the run. I think they've only allowed one rushing touchdown in the last 10 quarters. They're healthy, and Baker's balling out right now. So Jahmyr Gibbs, where's he going to be at? Sam Laporta, he had that injury in the game. Where what's his speed? How healthy is he? If I had to pick, or if I was going against the grain, those are my reasons why I would take the Bucs. Other than that, I'd like to see the Lions. I'd love to see the Lions win. That's what I want.
Yep.
I want the Lions. All right. Game of the freaking year. Game of the year is Sunday night. I don't care what anybody says. First road game for old Patty Mahomes, Orchard Park, Buffalo. Josh Allen on fire, putting the team on his back. There is I don't want any other quarterback right now other than Josh Allen. I love that guy.
Yep.
So, this is revenge. This isn't the AFC Championship game, but it's pretty damn close because we can go back 2 or 3 years ago, whenever it was, when they win that overtime game And before they got to overtime, I don't know if you remember them balling out. They were throwing shot for shot, touchdown for touchdown. Probably one of the best football games I've ever watched. And that day, Josh Allen was anointed. I anointed him as a baller, certified baller. They lost in overtime that year to the Chiefs. Well, guess what? Here we go. Divisional game. Chiefs, Bills. Kev, I'm going to start with you on this one. And I want you to tell me who, what, why, where, how. And I can tell you it's going to be on at 8:15 that night, Sunday night. Oh, 6:30. Sorry, 6:30.
It better not be on Peacock.
Oh, we can get into that too because screw the NFL for that.
That's so dumb.
How many subscriptions do we need? Honestly, how many subscriptions we need?
You can't
Just
pay.
add
I'd
another one.
rather go to a bar up the road and watch the game.
All I need is one mic.
All I need is one mic or a Kev mic. Oh, all right, come on, break it down. What do you got, Kev? I want to hear about it.
I got the Bills winning, and I'm not sure it's really going to be close, Ray. And it's
Ooh,
no disrespect to
I like
Patrick Mahomes.
this. I like this.
It's no disrespect to Patrick Mahomes, but
What?
that place is brutal to play. That place is nuts. And I just think the way James Cook's running the ball, the way that Josh Allen's playing, I know they got a couple injuries on the defensive side of the ball, but I haven't seen an offense all year long in terms of consistency out of Kansas City that leads me to believe that they're going to go in there and win. I'm going with the Bills. I think they win by 17, 20. I really do.
Disrespectful.
Ultimate respect for Patrick Mahomes. Kelsey's Hall of Fame. He had a bad year. He's got some distractions, by the way.
What was the final score? 20-17, you said?
No, I
Buffalo?
think Buffalo's going to win by 2 scores or more. I really do. Listen, I just think the way the Bills are playing, their balance, the way Josh Allen's playing, I just don't like this matchup at all. I don't. So
Okay.
I got Buffalo big.
Okay. Jordan, what do you got?
I'm gonna be honest. My earbuds were bugging a little bit, so I couldn't catch much. So I wanna rehear the topic before I.
Bills. Bills and
Bills.
Chiefs. Yep.
Yeah. As much as I want the Bills to win, it's not gonna happen. It's just I think Taylor Swift gets MVP. That's what I think.
Let's get it.
She's gonna get like 59% of the screen time, and then as soon as she goes on, it's gonna be all Travis Kelce, who, by the way, I'm pretty sure he dropping the ball a lot.
Yeah.
I
He
Yeah,
was.
three drops.
He was.
I believe he didn't have too good of a game, but I think that my player of the game for that is going to be Isaiah Pacheco. I think he's gonna turn into an absolute dog. Maybe break a record or two there. But I love.
He's
Pacheco,
calling
man.
records.
I love him.
He's calling records, baby. He said on the hook.
I
On the
love
hook.
Pacheco, man.
Let's
And
go.
I think both quarterbacks are gonna have a good game. I think it's gonna be an absolute shootout, just like it was last year. But I would love to see the Bills get it on their home field.
All right, Smitty, we got two. We got a Kansas City and a Buffalo. What do you got?
You know I'm going with Kansas City. I can't bet against Kansas City. 3 factors. All right. The refs. Taylor Swift. I'm gonna keep it real. The refs. Taylor Swift. All right. And Patrick Mahomes. If you take Patrick Mahomes, that game is close. Listen, I'm with Kev Mike though. If it's a blowout, Josh Allen controls that clock. The Bills will do it. But if it's a close game, Patrick Mahomes. Can't bet against Patrick Mahomes with a cracked helmet.
I can bet against him.
What the hell's going on out here?
Oh my God. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I know I got 2 KCs and a Buffalo. And I got to be honest, I'm going Let's go Buffalo. Buffalo Bills, baby. What's the spread on this game anyway? Did I tell you guys in the beginning what the spread was?
You probably
No.
did.
So Bills are a field goal favorite. 45.5. I got to be honest. I see the over flying over high.
Oh,
I think it's going to be a high scoring game. Kansas City seems like they got a little bit of their wheels turning now. Patrick Mahomes got the ball. The offense scoring some points this past week at home in the cold. I don't see the elements affecting anybody anyway at all. It's basically just a lateral move from Kansas City to Buffalo. Maybe a little more frigid up there, but I see Josh Allen showing why he is Josh Allen and why he should be considered as one of the best players in the NFL. That run, that 52-yard scamper that he had in between the defenders, and then he flexed in the end zone. I got a little excited. I got to be honest. Buffalo is an exciting football team. Josh Allen.
You know what? I do have a question, Ray. I have a question.
Yes.
I understand that you're excited about Josh
I'm
Allen.
a Patriots fan, by the way.
No. I get it. I get
Sorry.
it. Yeah.
I'm
I
probably
know.
breaking every
Listen, I know, bro.
AFC
I know.
East rule there
I-
is.
I just have a question.
It's respect.
You're
Gotta
talking about
respect.
Josh Allen, right? Josh Allen. How many times has he been in the playoffs so far, Josh Allen? So
Definitely a few
since
times.
he's been in the league, right?
I don't know, 3 years, 4 years,
4 years.
4 years.
And out of those 4 years, it is safe to say that those 4 years he's been in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Are we, if he loses, and I'm not saying that he will, if he loses,
Yep.
are we talking about him like we're talking about Dak Prescott?
No.
Or are
No,
we giving
He's
wait, hold on. That's not the end of my question. Hold up.
Okay.
Or are we giving him a pass because he's in the AFC East and he is Josh Allen?
No, he's gonna
no.
get, if he loses this game, he's gonna get pressure, and you'll hear about it. But whether it's fair or not, the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys is always going to take more heat. That's just the way it is. It's the same thing at the quarterback at Alabama, or you know what I mean? It's just the way it is, whether it's fair or not. But I just don't. Here's the difference, in my opinion, between the Chiefs that have made the playoffs all these years and have been so explosive on offense, and I know Pacheco's a stud, but when their passing game has been inconsistent all year. They have guys that drop the ball all the time. They've got guys now they have Travis Kelce putting the ball on the floor all the time. 4 drops in the first half. He didn't even reach 1,000 yards in an 18-game season. The reason I'm going with Josh Allen, besides being home, besides his ability and how well he's playing right now, is just the lack of being consistent throwing the ball. And that's saying something because Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback. I really just think they're going to have a tough time. It's going to be free. You think it was cold last week? It's going to be freezing in Buffalo. And I know they're used to the elements. I just don't think the offense is as good as in years past, and they've got to fix that in the offseason. That's my opinion.
I got you.
Yeah.
By the way, the Buffalo Bills did beat the Chiefs by a field goal back in whatever week it was. I don't recall. But I will say that it is hard to beat a team twice in the NFL.
It's
hard.
is.
It's a tough task. And obviously there's a lot riding on this game. But I do believe that Buffalo's got all the pieces it needs. And they haven't even utilized Gabe Davis. James Cook has been going crazy.
Yep.
Kincaid and Knox and Diggs and Shakir, whatever the hell the guy's name is, an absolute speed demon. You can't catch him. So all you can see is streaks watching that guy run. It's going to be an exciting game. I'm looking forward to it. I am. That's the game that I'm dialed in on. I'm looking forward to. Let's go Buffalo. That's about all I got on that one. So, I think we touched up on everything we wanted to touch on, Smitty. Although you did get a guy over in New York, new offensive line coach. We probably should have hit on this earlier, but before we bounce out of here, I want to know what your thoughts were on it real quick.
You know what? To be honest with you, I don't know anything about that dude. I thought that Kev Mike would know about him more than I did. We got an individual from the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yes.
The Las Vegas Raiders. What's his name? I sent you his name, Ray.
Yeah, I know you did. This is one thing I could tell you about him. His tutelage comes from Skarnecchia, the longtime Patriots offensive line coach. So he's come from the best. So you're in good hands. And let's be honest, he was a line coach for the Raiders for 2 years, and he had a rushing title in Josh Jacobs.
Oh yeah.
So you know what? It's good for the Giants. Too bad Saquon's not going to be there to really.
Yeah, I don't see him being there either. His name is Carmen Brissolo, by the way. Carmen Brissolo.
There it is.
Ray, I agree the same thing with you. I mean, when you learn from Dante Scarnecchia, you know how to coach, and he was the best. I listen. I love Joe Bugle with the Hogs, but Dante Scarnecchia was unbelievable, and everything that I've heard is that this guy is really well organized and really just a tactician, and that should be music to Giants fans' ears, especially when they're talking about Evan Neal being so poor. And I don't understand that. I think the Giants are in good hands. Ray said it all.
Now, Kev, let me ask you a question. Do you know if he's got any ties with Daboll as far as their past history?
I don't know that, but
Okay.
I do know that I would say yes, because Daboll has a history with Belichick. So I think that's kind of where that circle kind of comes around. So yes.
Gotcha.
So I would say yes to that. But again, I think you're going to be really happy with that.
Oh, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Well, hey, best of luck. I mean, not too much luck, obviously, but enough to keep you coming back and wanting to watch.
Yes, absolutely.
Jordan, did you give us your topic earlier?
My topic? No, I just wanted to make sure that I touched up on that whole conspiracy.
I like it. Another conspiracy, another week. Roy G. Biv, if you're a better, it is what it is, right? Troy, peace out, bro. Thank you for joining us tonight. And thank you everybody who joined us tonight. If you haven't yet, please go on over to our Facebook. Just hit the like, follow, subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We got a couple little TikToks going out here. Smitty, I got to get you on one. Jordan, I'll have to get you on one. Kev's done one. By the way, I do have, what's up, Ken Wood? There you are. I do have Kev Mike's first round NFL draft that I'm going to put out very shortly.
Yeah.
Very shortly. That will be to be determined, but that will be posted up on the page very shortly. By the way, before we sign off, boys, could you give me some insight on who actually is winning the bracket? I did not get any DMs, so right now it's going to be an in-house hoodie hookup. In-house hoodie hookup. Holla. Holla.
Who's muted?
Not I.
Not I.
All right, so listen, I think that Jordan, where you at with your bracket?
I think I went 4 for 6, but I had Philly in my NFC Championship.
Yeah.
So that kind of killed me a little bit.
So Ray, I'm 5 for 6.
Ooh,
5 for 6. Philly did me in, man. I picked Philly.
Okay. Kev, how about you?
I have no idea. I know I lost the Cowboy game. I know I lost the Eagle game. So I at least have 2 losses. We'll put it that way.
Oh, yeah.
I won the Houston game, though.
You won the Houston game. That was a good pick.
Oh, you picked Houston?
Yeah.
All right.
That was a good pick.
Everybody was all over the Browns, and I just knew, I just knew that I had faith in CJ Stroud and DeMeco Ryans.
Hey, so speaking of, what's going to happen to Unc Flacco? What's going to happen to him?
They should bring him back. They should bring him back.
They should.
Because Deshaun Watson's a mess.
I would fire Deshaun Watson. I'd try to find a way to do something with that guy. I don't know. Yeah. I'd even dump him and take 75% of his pay, but at least save 25%, honestly.
Yeah, but you can't, because that whole thing is guaranteed, and that's why the NFL stepped in, whether you want to call it collusion or not. That's kind of Lamar Jackson got screwed because of that. Because the owners were like, what did you guys do? Now all these guys want $400 million guaranteed. Like, what are you doing?
I wonder if here's a conspiracy theory for you, Jordan.
Oh boy.
I wonder if some owners got together and said, "Hey, we need to pay him some money on the side and tell him to suck ass so we never have to do this again. No one will
Sure.
ever have to guarantee 100% of a contract, but we got to
I
come
don't-
up with like 50 to 100 million to throw at this guy. You think
Yeah.
that kind of money laying around?
I mean, obviously a conspiracy is a conspiracy. You're never gonna really know the answer, but I just think that mentally he's still not there. What happened to him is a really big deal, and whether it's true or not, it's gonna impact someone on their play. So
I will say this. It was a very upsetting day yesterday here in the town that I reside. Our local parlor, one that Deshaun Watson would probably be a fan of.
Yeah.
It was shut down. State police, FBI, the feds, whatever the hell they were all over there. They shut them down. So the rub and tug is now just an empty space.
Bob Kraft will never show up in Griswold.
Damn, why you got to throw my city under the bus like that?
City.
He went to
City?
Miami for that.
Did you say city?
Yeah, I did.
Griswold's a city?
I said
That's
it.
what's up. All
Yeah,
right.
come on, man. It sounded good, Smitty. Come on, man.
I know, no,
You're
absolutely.
just trying to have some fun over here
No.
on the hook, kid.
I'm just saying.
It's
Did
the
you say
hook.
city?
Somebody got hooked at the parlor, like Deshaun did.
Uh,
Oh shit! Hey, you got anything on the outro? I gave mine.
the Pistons finally won a game.
stop it.
The Pistons,
Pistons finally won a game. They did. They beat the Wizards after Kyle Kuzma was talking a little smack on Twitter.
Nice.
What's that, Jordan? Four wins? 4 wins,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but before like the night before the game, he went on Twitter and he's like, "It really don't be that team," in quotes. And the Wizards were that team. They were the ones that lost. So
God, that's bad.
4-36. Hell of a season.
I got one for you, Ray. I'll preference this by saying we have no idea if this is true or not. But the breaking news is, and I'm a big Knicks fan, James Dolan is being accused of sexual assault.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Way to end the show,
Owner of
Kat.
the Knicks.
Thanks,
The
bro.
owner of the Knicks, James Dolan. Yep. Knicks
Awesome.
and Rangers.
All right.
We'll see what happens there, but it's something to monitor, man. That's never a good situation for a team that finally looks like they can play. That's just that negativity.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I guess the good news out of that would be the NBA would probably force him to sell the team, which
I
he would
love
have
that.
to be replaced, and then
I would
hopefully
love
someone
that.
come in.
Me
See,
too.
bro,
'Cause he
maybe-
stinks.
It's unfortunate. Have Jordan on more good takes.
shout out my guy Jay. That's my boy right there.
Oh, that's your boy. You should have said it against a
Nah,
random person.
nah. I would. I wasn't able to tell.
That's my guy.
That's
Uh,
your guy.
yeah, what's up, Jack? Thanks for joining us, man. Make sure
Yeah, man.
you
Shout out to Jack.
make sure you hit the like and the subscribe on there. We're having a good time on the hook. By the way, my little outro that I'm going to go out with, UConn finally back to #1 in the AP Top 25. First time since 2009. We're cutting down nets. We're hanging banners.
Wow.
Now we're at the top of the college basketball world again, and it feels good.
And you guys are a blue blood. I'm
Blue.
tired of this. UConn is a blue blood.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
But we're up there with the Kentuckys and the Dukes and the Smitty. What do you got?
I got 2 things.
Ooh,
I can't wait. I can't wait for baseball to come up.
Oh yeah.
February, you got pitches and catches.
Let's go.
And then you got South Carolina. I'm gonna go a little bit to the left field. I'm gonna give props to the girls. South Carolina, they're 10-0.
Mhm,
Dawn Staley is a beast.
mhm.
Dude, she
Much
is.
props.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go there, you might as well give a shout out to Caitlin Clark out in Iowa because she
God,
is the
awesome.
female version of Steph Curry. She is
awesome.
ridiculous.
Yep.
Ridiculous. Iowa #2 in the country right now. Also, South Carolina #1. Smitty, I'm assuming they are
Oh yeah.
Yes, they are. Yep.
standing.
They had a girl dunk the other night.
25.
Yeah, I was just about to say
15.
some girl on a fast break threw it down.
15-0 South Carolina. Iowa
15-0.
17-1.
Yeah.
Joe, what's going on? Yes, I agree 100%. Maybe the Rangers could get a new owner. That would be great.
Trying to find our game log here, but it doesn't have
Right,
stats.
before
That's
we
so
go,
stupid.
Ray, before we go, do you realize like the hell that I've been through? Like most fans have maybe one bad owner in their lifetime.
Yep.
I've had James Dolan and Dan Snyder.
Ew. You might as
Yeah,
well be a
yeah,
Mets and a Nets. Is it
Dude.
Mets? Nets? A Mets and Knicks and Nets? So no,
Those may be the worst owners in all of sports.
That's painful, man. That is painful.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Wow, that's bad. Yeah, that's bad.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Kev. Hey, you could always switch over to the Steelers because one thing is not going to happen is a losing season. I can tell you another thing that ain't going to happen.
I'm not. I can't. I like to be bothered. You know me. I'm Italian.
I can tell you another thing that's not going to happen with the Steelers. And that's getting a dub against the Patriots.
That's right.
That's a fact. Even though we're 4-13, they can't beat us.
It's true.
Yep. Write that one down.
Anyways, Joe's saying Cleveland baseball. Okay, you excited for Cleveland baseball, Joe? That's what's up. The New York Rangers are beating the Seattle Kraken. Seattle Kraken is one of the top teams in hockey. They're beating them right now. So shout out to the Rangers.
We'll get into like 3 minutes of hockey at some point when the playoffs start. We'll get Fryer on there. We'll get Fryer on. He's the only one that talks about hockey with me.
Smitty crushes it.
I don't know about that.
Crushes hockey talk. Oh God, I love it.
I got you guys. I got your back on that meaningless thing that people are probably gonna. It's like talking about University of Miami football. Everybody will turn the TV off. Everybody will start scrolling on TikTok.
Yeah.
Hey Ray, Randy is saying the Red Sox need to do something. What do you think the Red Sox need to do, Randy? Ray, what do you got?
Ooh, Blake Snell. Can we sign him? Can we sign him, or are we out of the running on him?
Ray, let me tell you something. As a Yankee fan, I'll tell you this: both of our owners are cheapskates.
Oh,
They care more about other things.
Yep.
For example, your owner cares more about a soccer league team than the Red Sox. Hal Steinbrenner, I believe I read a report that Stroman signed with the Yankees because they paid him less money.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the Yankees still need a pitcher, and if they don't get
absolutely,
obviously you're going to look. You'll have Schmidt as the fifth starter, and then they'll probably try to trade for a pitcher at the deadline. But I think they need a pitcher, and they need one sooner rather than later because we all know pitchers get hurt. But we'll see.
We'll see. We've missed everybody that I wanted, so I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm not going to get too excited. And hopefully sooner than later, we'll sign at least one pitcher and we'll win more than 69 baseball games. Another year in the dumpster. So that's it for me, man. That's all I got for the Red Sox right now. I'm not going to invest too much time and energy because football's still going on.
Yep.
That's it. Football's still going on.
Fantasy baseball is happening soon, though. I did get my first fantasy baseball group chat text message going today. Looking forward to that. Something like a March 16th date as far as fantasy sports is concerned. And when I'm paying attention, I will share my fantasy scoop or not scoop. So that's it for me, boys.
Hey,
dude, what is that?
Is
that an alien?
It's a hairless cat.
Jesus,
and it's been bothering me the entire. Do you see me? You saw me earlier in the show. This thing's been on top of me. The thing won't leave me alone. It loves me. I don't know why.
Hey man, you treat it right. Who will be the surprise team in baseball? Surprise team? Ooh. I don't. If we go, Randy, if we go to the National League, shooting off the hip, I'll say I'm gonna go with Cincinnati Reds.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's not a bad one. I just don't think. Go ahead,
Jordan. I think in the AL, a hot take for me is that I wouldn't be surprised if the Mariners won the division. I really don't. I think they could be in a 100-win team.
Yeah.
The Mariners.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh boy. Yeah. God, I don't even know. I mean, honestly, I'd be surprised if Baltimore can do what they did again.
Oh, they
That's a
will.
good point.
That's a surprise. That'll be
No,
my
they will.
surprise. If Baltimore can run it back and win the division again.
Oh, I don't
would
know
be
about winning the division, but they'll be in the mix.
I don't think they'll win the division. I think they're going to be a great team, though. for
Yeah,
sure.
they'll be in the mix. I feel bad
Yeah.
for them though because they've got a really good group of young players, and we all know that they're not going to be able to keep them. And the Mets will
Yeah.
get one, the Yankees will get one, the Red Sox will get one, the Dodgers will probably try to sign all of them.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
baseball's a mess. It needs some kind of a cap. I know. Scott and
Definitely.
Chris always say it's never going to happen, and it might never happen. But if you want parity in the game and you want people, everybody talks about all these rule changes and stuff in baseball. If you want people to pay attention, it's got to be more than 4 or 6 teams that are in contention every year.
Yeah.
They've got to do something about that. But that's for another day.
Yeah.
All right. Boys, 90 minutes. Fun show. A lot of
Yeah.
good stuff. I'll say the San Francisco Giants in the NL. And other than that, yeah, that's it. That's it. Unless you got something else.
We got nothing, baby. The
Smitty.
hook.
Smitty.
That's it, baby.
I'm wrapping this shit up.
I'm good.
Hey, guys, once again, thank you for joining us. Next Tuesday night, same time, same place. Hit like, hit subscribe, get a notification. Holla.